In the rolling emerald hills of the Obudu Plateau in Nigeria, where the mist clings to the earth like a lover's embrace, lived Zola, a weaver of intricate silk tapestries, and Kojo, a silent, powerful man who carved legends into mahogany. Their love wasn't a whisper, it was a thunderclap. They met during the New Yam Festival. A sudden, torrential downpour sent the villagers scrambling for cover. Zola found herself tucked under a narrow thatch roof, shivering until a heavy, warm weight settled on her shoulders. It was Kojo's cloak, smelling of cedarwood and rain. He didn't speak. He simply stood between her and the wind, his broad frame acting as a shield. When the clouds parted, he leaned down and tucked a single, vibrant hibiscus flower behind her ear. "The silk you weave is beautiful," he whispered, his voice like deep earth. "But the weaver is the masterpiece." Their romance flourished in secret. They met at the Whispering Falls, sharing honey-roasted nuts and dreams of a life together. But their union was forbidden. Zola belonged to the lowland people, and Kojo was from the mountain clans, two groups divided by an ancient, bitter land dispute. When their families discovered the courtship, the backlash was fierce. Zola's father threatened to marry her to a wealthy merchant from the coast. Kojo was tasked with a trial of honor. He had to survive 40 days in the deep forest to prove his worth to his clan, a journey many did not return from. During Kojo's exile, Zola did not sit idle. She wove a tapestry unlike any seen before. It didn't depict gods or kings. It showed the two tribes sharing a single harvest, their bloodlines intertwined like the threads of her loom. Every night she walked to the edge of the forest and sang songs of the lowlands, her voice carrying through the trees so Kojo could find his way back through the darkness. On the 40th day, as the sun began to dip, a figure emerged from the tree line. Kojo was scarred and weary, but in his hands he carried a gift for Zola's father, a staff carved from a single piece of sacred ebony, depicting the history of both tribes united. The intensity of their devotion shamed the elders. They saw that this wasn't a fleeting passion, but a force of nature that could bridge the gap between their people. The wedding was the largest the plateau had ever seen. They exchanged rings made of braided grass and gold. For 7 days, the drums didn't stop. The lowlanders brought the fish and palm wine. The mountain people brought the yams and the honey. Years later, Zola and Kojo can still be found at the Whispering Falls. He still carves, she still weaves, and the children of the plateau tell the story of the weaver and the carver, who loved so hard they stitched two worlds back together.